know.
Aw.
Yeah. Not by choice, but, I respect him. It's all love. Like,
It's not your choice?
I wouldn't have chose it, but it was what was best. But I wouldn't have chose it, no.
From a rapper's day one crush to a very public unraveling, this story has everything. Tonight we're unpacking how Yo Gotti went from manifesting Angela Simmons to allegedly trying to win her back, why Glorilla's name keeps getting dragged into the timeline, and how the internet flipped on Gotti after one messy moment on Live. We'll walk through the receipts, separate rumor from reality, and show how a few posts and public gestures shifted the power. And stay with me, because there's one subtle move Angela made that quietly told everyone the story was over. Most people missed it in real time. You won't. It started with 3 words that landed like a mic drop. When Angela sat down and was asked point blank if she was single, she didn't dodge. She said, "Not my choice, but I respect him." She didn't name names. She didn't throw shade. She didn't even change her tone. But the internet didn't need a name. Timelines instantly stitched her answer to Yo Gotti, the man who had spent years turning a crush bar into a real relationship. Clips spread, captions wrote themselves, and a new narrative took off. If Angela's single, and it's not her choice, then something went left. But here's the part most people missed. The line went viral, yes, but it wasn't the line that closed the chapter. It was what she did around that moment, how she framed herself, how she moved online, and how she refused to feed the fire that actually shifted the energy. That's our curiosity hook for tonight. What did Angela do, quietly, that made the entire situation feel finished? We'll circle back and answer it precisely after we lay out what pushed this story to the edge. But first, let's rewind to how we got a fairy tale in the first place. If you remember, this didn't begin in private DMs. It started in public bars. Back in 2015, Gotti didn't play coy. He rapped about his crush on Angela, joked he had just followed her, and basically said the quiet part out loud. He wanted her. People loved the boldness because Angela, Rev Run's daughter and hip-hop royalty in her own right, had always felt a little out of reach. It was entertaining and oddly sweet. Fast forward years of sightings, speculation, and are they or aren't they? And in 2023, the fairy tale finally went Instagram official. Angela posted a polished photo with the caption, "You are everything I need." For fans who watched the long chase, it felt like a payoff. The persistent suitor gets the girl, and the internet gets a rare modern romance with grown-up energy. On paper, they fit. Angela wasn't chasing clout. She has businesses, a fitness lane, and a brand that leans polished and family first. Gotti had evolved from artist to executive, building CMG into a powerhouse, talking business strategy and legacy. Together they gave goals without shouting it. Publicly, everything looked aligned, but every fairy tale has a stress test, and this one arrived faster than anyone expected. Behind the glamorous posts, you started to hear a different tone in fan commentary and blog whispers. Too many nights where schedules didn't match. Too many moments where public optics looked stronger than private investment. Insiders claimed Angela wanted stability, not just grand gestures, not just public validation, but consistent presence. She runs brands, she's a mom, she's meticulous about what she attaches her name to. She didn't want to be a headline, she wanted a partner. Meanwhile, Gotti's schedule was relentless. CMG was sprinting, and Glorilla had ballooned into a breakout star after a viral run. If you're building a label, you're in the studio, you're at shows, you're at brand dinners, you're everywhere except home. That's not a moral failing, it's the business. But for a relationship, it can feel like neglect, even when intentions are good. And once one person starts feeling like a calendar hold between obligations, the cracks don't just widen, they echo. Fans picked up on the mismatch without needing insiders. They saw fewer soft moments, fewer personalized posts, and more third-party clips framing the couple instead of the couple framing themselves. None of it proved a split, but together it read like a relationship drifting into PR autopilot. Pretty from afar, light on substance up close. Then came the gifts, the kind that change a narrative, fairly or not. This is where the timeline got loud, because as Glorilla's star rose, so did the optics around how her label boss celebrated her. We're talking the viral videos, a Maybach truck with a giant red bow, the gleaming Audemars Piguet Royal Oak on her wrist, a stage moment at her birthday party where he wasn't just present, he was hype, invested, almost fan adjacent while still being the executive. Now executives do take care of talent. Success bonuses exist, gifts can be strategic, but social media doesn't parse nuance. People don't see the contract language or the incentive plan. They see a luxury SUV and a diamond-studded watch. Then they see comment sections asking, is this just CEO/artist or something else? Add in how warmly and frequently Gotti talked about glow in interviews, and the perception snowballed. No one needed alleged proof. The gifts became the story. This is the danger point for any public figure. Sometimes optics outrun intent. Even if everything was strictly professional, the visuals read intimate. And when the internet's already primed to believe a relationship's off balance, lavish gestures to someone outside the relationship don't land as motivation, they land as misdirection. And then, The live happened, the spark that turned the grumbling into a firestorm. One live stream, a few comments from Glorilla that the blogs labeled as clowning. No court filings, no official statements, just a moment that fed the algorithm what it wanted. Drama with faces, names, and music behind it. Instantly, clips were ripped, recaptioned, and served up as proof of a fracture between artist and boss. Whether that's fair or fully accurate doesn't even matter in the attention economy. The perception hardened. Gotti didn't look like the man in control of a label or a love story. He looked like a man catching strays from the very machine he built. At the same time, Angela's earlier "I'm single" line started to sound different in people's heads. The timing overlapped with the live's aftershocks. People went back to her tone, her word choice, her calm, and they stitched a timeline that felt painfully tidy. Gotti's public optics got messy, Angela opted out, and Glorilla chose distance to protect her bag. That's not a verified sequence, it's the internet sequence. But once a narrative cements online, reality has to shout to be heard over it. Memes multiplied, fans split into camps. Some said, fight for her. Others said, let it go. And quietly, a third group asked a smarter question. What does Angela actually want her life to look like right now? That question matters, because of what came next. Blog chatter says that after those moments, Gotti leaned in. Old likes on Angela's page, calls through mutual friends, flowers sent door to door, late night numbers, lighting up a phone that stayed on Do Not Disturb. None of that is confirmed by the people involved, and none of it proves anything beyond effort. But fans saw enough crumbs to build a story. The suitor who won the fairy tale was trying to write an epilogue. The problem? The internet had changed its mind about him. The same boldness that once felt charming now felt shaky under pressure. The gifts that once looked celebratory now looked like mixed signals. And the public push to win her back, if it was happening, met a new Angela, one who'd already reframed her life without making a scene. This is where reputations pivot. Not because anyone's a villain, but because timing is a character in public stories. Gotti appeared reactionary, not visionary. He looked like he was trying to hold together a label narrative and a love narrative at the same time, with the internet critiquing both in real time. Even supporters urging a reunion started to sound like they were cheering for the past, not the present. Meanwhile, the industry did what it always does when a story gets noisy. It stepped back. Here's the part where we separate signal from noise. There have been unverified whispers online about legal pressure in the broader orbit, RICO-style speculation, and renewed attention around cases that trend every few months. To be clear, blog chatter isn't proof. But whether the rumors are accurate or not, they affect how people move. Artists protect their brand. Endorsements care about optics. Promoters prefer clean headlines. So when Glorilla hopped on live with an "I'm good" energy about the narrative swirling around, fans read it as boundaries. She didn't feed allegations. She didn't swing. She simply took oxygen away from the fire. Smart. As for Angela, she did what her brand has always done when noise spikes. She kept it polished and productive. Focus on her son, on her ventures, on a wellness lane that doesn't need drama to sell. No subtweets, no cryptic countdowns, no posts you have to read twice. Just a steady stream of workout clips, business moves, and glow that says, I'm fine without saying a word. If there's a playbook for exiting a public tangle with your dignity intact, this is it. And that brings us to the piece I promised you at the top. What exactly did Angela do, quietly, that made the internet feel like the story was over? It wasn't a clapback. It wasn't a thirst trap. It wasn't even a carefully worded notes app paragraph. It was a 3-part repositioning that shut the door without slamming it. Move 1, the line. Not my choice, but I respect him. That sentence did 4 things at once. It confirmed singleness. It withheld blame. It protected privacy. And it refused to make him the antagonist. In a culture that rewards scorched earth breakups, Angela chose composure. That instantly put her in control of the tone. Move 2, the signal. Shortly after, she posted that everything that flows story, poetic, calm, and absolutely intentional. To casual scrollers, it's just a vibe. To anyone reading context, it's a boundary. I choose ease. I'm not forcing anything. If it has to be pushed uphill, it's not for me. No names, no hashtags, just a North Star. Move 3, the pivot. She didn't go quiet and disappear. She went quiet and got busier, with her son, with her businesses, with the fitness/health brand that aligns with who she is now. Instead of feeding the conversation, she starved it. Instead of collapsing into a victim narrative, she stepped into a protagonist one. The message was simple. This chapter ended and I'm already in the next one. That's why her "I'm single" clip landed harder weeks later than it did the day it dropped. The internet rewatched it after the gifts discourse, after the live, after the comeback efforts, and it made perfect sense. There was no need to drag anyone. The story told on its own, and the quiet answer to our hook is this. Angela ended it by refusing to perform the ending. No spectacle, no pile-on, just posture. That's checkmate. Where does that leave everyone? For Gotti, there's still a label to run and image rehab to manage, two different jobs that often step on each other's toes. If he wants to reset public sentiment, it won't be with bouquets, it'll be with clarity. Clear professional boundaries, clear talent support, and a calmer online presence that looks like leadership, not reaction. For Glorilla, distance is the smart play. She's a genuine star with her own gravity. Keeping her career insulated from comment section narratives protects the music, the endorsements, and the momentum she's earned. And for Angela, the path is exactly what she's already walking: family, fitness, business, and quiet confidence. The internet always wants a sequel, but not every story needs one. Sometimes the most powerful move in a public breakup is the one no one hears, the decision to move on without a mess. If you caught new angles in this breakdown, drop your thoughts below. Should Angela give second chances? Did optics do the damage here? Or actions? And which move impressed you most? The line, the signal, or the pivot? Either way, the lesson stands. In an era that rewards loud exits, grace still wins.
What are you saying to me right now, Angela Simmons?
I'm saying that I'm a lover. I love love. I love relationships.
This man proclaimed that he wanted to get with Angela Simmons. This man like pursued you. He proclaimed it in front of everybody that he wants Angela Simmons. So you're not telling me that he ended. Did he end the relationship or did?
No, it was my choice. You know, I had to make a decision. But I think there's a certain level of like what I can share and would share publicly. You know what I mean? And I can publicly say that I'm not with him anymore. But as far as like details, I would just never.
It's not your style.
Nah, like I'm just not that girl. Like I'm just not that girl ever to share that much more. Like other than like, yeah, we're not together.
Yeah, and he's not really that type either. So
yeah, that's my vibe though. Like I said, like I could have probably been in and out of like 4 or 5 other relationships people would have never known and got my feelings hurt or not or whatever, and I just wouldn't speak on it because some stuff is just better left unsaid. I feel like so I just leave things alone.
It's just that it was so public.
I know.
That's the hard part. Do you regret that in a way or no?
No.
Because you know now there's curiosity.
I know.
Now people want to know what happened.
I know.
But I understand that.
I just again like much love and respect to him and just like he's doing his thing. I'm happy for him.
Ran its course. Well, that season is past.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there heartbreak involved?
You know, my feelings were involved.
Your feelings, yeah.
Yeah. It is hard. I feel like for me with relationships, because I get really invested and I'm like in. When I'm in love, I'm in love. Like, which means like I'm staying with you. But yeah, my feelings, you know, it didn't feel good to not be with him.
What is that coming to an end done to you, or what have you learned about love? Or
I mean, you just never know. You know, I'm a lover. I love love, and I've been in relationships where I think, this is it, we're getting married, and then I'm not married. So here I am, and then life can be just really unpredictable, I think, often, and it's really hard for me, I would say, to date, too, because I feel like the woman that people watch, they fantasize who that is, and they don't know me. So then maybe, and I'm not speaking specifically on him, I'm saying in general, like, then you get in a relationship with me and you're like, oh, I thought you were like this. I'm like, bro, like, that was like 5 seconds of my life. Like, this is who I am. You know what I mean? And not that that's a bad thing, but you can have a fantasy of what a girl is, like, and then, like, you get them and they're a bit different.
What is the fantasy of you?
I don't know. I might need to get a guy in here and interview him because I have had a lot of guys that said, like, they, you know, like, oh, I have a crush or I like you. And I'm just like, well, what does that mean? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
Based on what? Like, what part
you sure you like me? Yeah. Do you know? You know what I mean? But I think that's a hard part for me is like growing up on TV from 17 and now is like, you think that's who I am and who I really am is like this way versus that way or whatever. It's an interesting, it's interesting.
No, totally.
It's different. None of my friends deal with this type of mess. Like you are, because you get to meet someone and that's who they are and you don't have no prejudgment to it. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of like automatically, you're Run's daughter, you're into this, that, like it's just mad things that, you think automatically come with it and it'd be like, nah.
That's not my life.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? You were talking about how people had a fantasy of you.
Yeah.
Right? There was also like a level of fantasy put on this relationship.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And it was, number one, the way he came at you, and then it actually happened, and then
it became a whole thing.
You're in the beautiful mansions with the dress and thing, and
right.
It's almost like there's expectations of the. I just wonder from the inside, tale, right? Did you feel like that too, or was that not how we perceived it? Did you perceive it that way?
I think everything has like what people see versus what it is, and. We had a lot of great, beautiful, like, memories with, like, being together, I feel like, you know, so what they seen was really happening in real time, you know what I mean? Or, like, any of the picture, like, that's what was happening, and most definitely, like, we've had beautiful times, so.
But we only saw that. We didn't see. That's the thing about social media. Social media show you a highlight reel.
I feel like that's, like, anyone's relationship. Like, I feel like you go to a girl's page right now, and she'll have, like, tons of flowers up and all these purses and different stuff, and you'd be like, I want that. I've learned never to say that. I don't want nothing nobody got. But, you know, I want that. And behind the scenes, it's like they are going through it. They don't want to be together. You know, like, you just don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Oh, social media is a devil.
it's terrible.
No, it's terrible.
It's a fake book. I don't want to read it. I want the truth.
But you participate in the book.
Yeah, but I participate in the book of just showing things that I like. I like pictures and beautiful things.
Yeah.
Before Instagram got big, I literally had probably 3, 5 followers, whatever it was. Like, I like pictures. I like art. I'm a creative.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, like, I just like that stuff. But I participate just in what I like to look at. That's all. But I'm saying, like, you would never know what someone's going through by social media. I just don't know. You got to be there to know for sure.
Because who knew? We didn't know.
Me either.
Oh, I hate that for you.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. How do you deal with heartbreak? Because I always feel like people don't, like, people talk about grief and trauma and loss, but like heartbreak is some real shit.
It's hard.
Like, it can make people go to jail, just be depressed. Like, it could ruin people's lives. Like,
100%.
I just feel like it's an undervalued conversation of like how to come out on the other side of that.
Yeah.
But some people, they break up and they're fine and they're on to the next. Some people are.
I feel like they not though.
You think?
They not dealing with their feelings.
I don't know. Really?
That's rough. I don't know.
There's some people that break up, or they'll be married for 10 years and then they're dating somebody else 6 months later. That's not you.
No, they're locked in. I mean, like, I think for me, heartbreak is leaning into my friends, leaning into what I like to do more. You know, when you're in a relationship, you put everything into like the person and y'all or whatever you got going on. And then like, I don't know. There's so many different ways to deal with heartbreak.
Are you on the other side of that, or are you still in it?
I'm always healing. That's just like my motto. Like, I just trying to get through everything. Yeah.
Oh, baby.
But I'm good.
Yeah, you seem good.
Yeah, I'm definitely good.
You don't seem like you're like curled up with a pint of ice cream.
Yeah. No, I don't. No, I want to eat healthy.
You're eating healthy.
Let me get some
good.
watermelon.
Would you do a public relationship again? You don't know.
Never say never. Maybe not. I don't mind.
You're really okay. The fact that you're not bruised to the point where it's stolen your like heart and your you know what I mean? Like,
I think it has to do with work, self-work, and the amount of time I put into myself. Like, if anything bothers me in life, especially a relationship, like, I'm like, all right, let me go self-reflect and figure out what's going on and like figure out how to fix it. You know, I think everyone has been through getting their feelings hurt or like hurting. So it's just like, what do you do with it? If you sit in it, it doesn't help. So
what do you tell somebody who's sitting in it right now?
Go get some help. Like, or go get your friends. Go pull yourself together. Like, do something for yourself. You know what I mean? I think relationships, we do so much for other person. So when you come out of it, you can't breathe almost. You're like, I'm like,
oh, I felt that. We did that at the same time.
Yeah, because it's literally that's how it feels. It's like, and then the pull apart is like, you can't breathe. You like, I don't know this life without this person. Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
You know, so I just
focus on you.
That's all you really can do.
Yeah.
You know?
That's good advice.
And do what you want to do. I think in life, like, whatever the heck that looks like. You know, I give myself that grace to say any day if I choose to be with whoever or go back to whoever or do whatever, like, it's my choice. That's why I always tell people, if you happy, you like it, I love it. You know what I mean? Like, as long as it ain't hurting you, we good.